Hey friends! So today I wanted to show my entire journal collection. I've been seeing these videos on TikTok of people showing like their journal ecosystem, and for a long time I didn't really have one because I was just using like one journal for everything, which I still mostly do. But I'm going to show my journal ecosystem, but before that, I want to show my entire journal collection, every journal that I have that I've never touched, every journal that I have and I've filled, every journal that I have written twice and then never touched again. Just journals. Should I include sketchbooks too? I mean, not sketchbook tours, but like the covers? Should I make that a different video? I'll make that a different video if someone asks for it. If you want to see my sketchbook collection, because I do sketchbook tours and I have a lot of sketchbooks, so one day we'll get through them all, but I think I have 3 up on this channel. Whatever. Yeah, journal collection, and then my journal ecosystem, the journals I'm currently using. And I think I'll also show you kind of, since my journaling journey the past year, I'll show you kind of what journals I use in order. Yeah, let's go on with the video. Time for the journal collection. I've built this little blanket burrito on my bed so that I can prop the books up so that you can see them better, and I divided the book by section. First, we'll look at the books that I'm using basically every single day right now. This is my journal. This is my reckless journal I'm doing for a TikTok series, and then this is like my little it's a journal, but it's like a notepad. I just write little things I don't want to forget or things I did or whatever. But this I use for daily journaling, morning journaling, gratitude, summarizing my day, working on my trauma, doing prompts, doing poems, exercises, writing for my books, like literally anything that you could think of that goes in a journal, I do in here basically. And then this is literally, I'm just doing it for like, I hope I get something mentally out of doing it, some sort of like release. Now, let's go on to my next section. Or let me tell you what all the sections are. This section is journals that I've never used before. This section is journals that I specifically use for my magical practice. So this could also go up here in the journals I use because this is the current book I'm using for magical practice, but we'll get to that. This is journals that I started and never finished. This is journals that I started and went all the way through on, they're completely full. These are junk journals, so the only journaling practice I don't really do in my daily journal, which these are all my past daily journals, is junk journaling. Junk journaling gets its own thing. And then these are my school journals. I only have 2 of them right now, but this one's about to be full, so I'm about to have a third. I'm thinking probably green. Anyway, let's look at all the journals that I've never touched. All right. This is a Picasso journal that my grandmother bought me at Miniso. This is a Bluey journal that my boyfriend bought me at Walmart. This is a doggy journal that I found at my job. This is a Hello Kitty journal that I got, I want to say also at Miniso. And I think my boyfriend bought me this one. This is a pink bullet journal. I already decorated it with stickers because I thought it was going to be the journal I used next, but then I ended up using the gold rose one instead. But I bought this with Destiny at Michael's, and it might be my next journal I use, I'm not sure. These all came together. These are from my trip to Arizona that I did in April. They're all friends journals. This one's so small, I probably will never use it unless I'm like making little notes in it, but this is a doodle book, the Doodle Write journal. I've used a Doodle Write before, so I bought this one because it has like sentimental value to me, so I'll use it again one day, but not soon. And then this is my day by day journal from Lena Lifts. This is the original like pink wood color. I own the pink wood color and the matcha, but I don't own her new pink one, and I think she's also coming out with like a yellow, blue, and purple or something like that. But I haven't used it yet. And that's all of my journals that I haven't used yet. Now for my witchcraft journals. I've had more witchcraft journals in the past, but when I was homeless, I lost a couple. So this is kind of like an incomplete, but complete because it's all I have left part of my collection. But this was one of the first ever journals I used. This was like more of a grimoire, so I was like talking about like things I was learning, not so much things I was doing. And then this one's full, so I started using this one as a grimoire, which this one's not cute. I should definitely decorate it. But I've barely used it. Like, I've probably only used like 6 pages of it. This is not a grimoire, things I'm learning about. This is more of a book of shadows, things I'm doing. So when I do tarot readings or spells or whatever, I write that in here with the date. So this could kind of be said to be a part of my journaling ecosystem because I use it as much as I practice, if that makes sense. I have journals that I started and never finished. I bought this journal at Ross when I was like in middle school or elementary school. I wrote a few things in it throughout the years, and then around high school I just kind of ditched it and never finished it, which actually was the same story that went with this gold rose journal I got at Ross. Used it a little bit when I was a kid. I ended up ripping the pages out, so all the pages I used as a kid are gone, so it was empty. So I used it as my most recent journal, and as you can see, I'm almost done with it. But this, the pages are not ripped out, so I don't know if I'm ever going to finish this journal. I might like divide out the pages that I've already used and then use it for the pages that haven't been used. I'm not sure. This, I didn't even remember that this existed until I found it in my childhood bedroom. It's like a fitness journal thing I bought at Walmart because I was like having a mental breakdown about my weight when I was only like 9 years old. So yeah. This started out as a couple of years ago, like 2023, 2024. I started like tracking my dreams because I wanted to be able to remember my dreams better, because I could always know that I was dreaming, but then I wouldn't be able to remember when I woke up. So I started writing my dreams in there, but keeping a dream journal just kind of seemed weird because I started my real journaling habit, so I kind of started writing that in here. So then I just never finished it. So I've used like the first like 20 pages and that was it. This journal is where I keep all the information for specifically one book I want to write. So instead of writing all of my whatever book I want to write in here, which I have like 20 different books I've started in these journals, this one's just specifically for one book I want to write. So I haven't been working on the book, so I haven't really been filling this journal. But if I were to work on that, writing that story, I would pick up this journal and use it. This is the bigger moment. These are like the big deal journals. First one we have here is a Lisa Frank journal. I used this in 5th grade. I've filled it cover to cover. It was basically my math teacher wanted us to journal every single day in class, so we had bought journals. There's actually a second one I think that goes with it, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. Like, it's not in my house. It's definitely in my childhood bedroom or just gone forever. But I did journal in this, which was kind of like my first ever time being exposed to journaling. And then I had other journals that I kind of used in high school, not really, like a little bit here and there, never really finished anything, and then I would get embarrassed and I would throw it away and like burn it or rip it up or whatever. But then last year on June 23rd, 2024, I got this journal. This is my first ever doodle write, and this journal literally started like my whole major transformation. I had just discovered Lena Lifts on YouTube, and I was learning about journaling and how it could help me with my post-traumatic stress, and I'm so desperate to do anything that would help me with my PTSD, so I started journaling, and it really just revolutionized everything because now I have this whole big huge collection of journals. And journaling is a part of my life that I do every single day. But she's just, oh, like, she's my heart. Like, this was just my moment of awakening, and it started everything else. And like, she's my girl. This is my first ever journal. I worked on her from these date to this day. I finished her really fast. All the stuff she's really thin, but like, you get it. The next journal I went on to was this one. Then I went on to this one. Then I went on to her. This was the tail end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. Then I filled her second to most recently. Then, when I started my day-by-day journal, which I preferred the matcha one, which is why this is the one that I did, even though I bought them at the same time. When I started my day-by-day journal, when this journal was over, that was also the same time as I started my gold journal. So my gold journal and my green day-by-day journal are supposed to be following each other in the same timeline, but the green matcha day-by-day journal from Lena Lifts only holds 3 months. So I finished her before my gold journal's over, but no big deal. It's confusing because the green any of the day by day journals, it's just like morning prompts basically, and then a page to write whatever, which is already what I've been doing in these, because I discovered Lena Lifts all the way back when I did this first journal. So I was writing my 3 small prompts and 3 big prompts like she has in the day-by-day journal. So basically I'm saying I didn't need to buy a day-by-day journal. I just wanted to do it to support her. And then I was like, well, since I bought it, I need to use it. So I don't know if I'll ever use another one, but I might still buy them to support her, because I mean, you don't need her book. Like, you can do it yourself. It's only three prompts, you know what I mean? But it's an amazing book, and I love it, and I love her, so I bought it and I used it. And these are the journals that I've used and I filled all the way through, and that's the order that I did them in. Next is my junk journals. This was the first junk journal I ever filled. I got it from Quiet Box. This was the second junk journal I ever filled. My friend Kim gave this to me as a scrapbook, and then I decided to use it as a junk journal. This is the current junk journal that I'm using. It's a journal I got from Claire's. And then this junk journal I've never used before because I bought it even before this one, but it's so beautiful and it was so expensive, and it came to me all the way from like a small artist in Korea. And so I have been like too scared and nervous to use it because it's just so beautiful. But this is where I want to have like really pretty, really nice spreads. This junk journal, I kind of just do whatever. Like, I don't really care about spreads being pretty. I'm just having fun, which is the same thing I did in all of these. And I've done other junk journaling, like I junk journal my sketchbook sometimes instead of actually using my junk journal, which is silly of me. And I've junk journaled a little bit in my journals, but I try to actually just do it in my junk journals because it makes them really thick, and it's hard to have it really thick when you're writing with it every day, especially if you're leaving the house with it, which is why I've started doing junk journals separate from my journals. Last section of journals, they're not too pretty on the outside, but this one I started the day I got into AACC, and I write what week of my classes I'm in, what semester I'm in, what school I'm going to, write what classes I'm taking, when they're due. And I did this all the way through AACC, and then before my time in my associate's degree was over, I had filled this journal cover to cover, so I started on this one. And then shortly after I started on this one, I graduated from AACC with my associate's degree, and then I got into UMGC working on my bachelor's. So now this is the journal that I use every day when I do my homework. I write my notes for school in it. I write, the same thing of what I need to do that day, write whatever I need just for school. I don't work on my books. I don't do gratitude journaling. I don't do like whatever creative writing. I don't do anything of that in here. This is just for school. So my essays, my papers, my notes for whatever class I'm taking is in here. But this one's going to be done soon, so I'm going to get another one just like this. But a different color, and I will continue on. I specifically like to get these fat ones because they just last a really long time, and I think that they're nice enough quality that they really stick together for school. I have some other journals or notebooks. I guess these are more notebooks than journals, but I have some other ones that I used like back in high school and stuff, but a lot of them, like high school classes, are done. Just throw them away. I kept a couple, not really though, but college ones, I feel like college is so special and something I'm so proud of that I'm going to keep these forever, even if it's dumb statistic notes in there that I'm never going to use. But that is my entire journal collection divided by what type of journal it is. Thank you so much for chilling and hanging out with me. Like, I feel so honored to share my beautiful journal collection with you because it's something that I really love. Like, I love all my journals so much, and I can't wait to fill the ones that I've never used before as I continue on with filling journals all the way through by journaling every day. It's just a habit that I've loved so much to do, and it's just I love my journals so much. They all like genuinely become a part of my soul. Like I bond with them like they're a person. Like I love all my journals. They all document a really specific, beautiful part of my life. And I love them so much. So thank you for hanging out with me and seeing all my journals. Also, I'll put her link in the description if anyone wants it. So if you want to know this South Korean artist, she makes these by hand. If you want to know her information, I'll let you know, but just leave a comment. It's so cute. Like, okay. Okay. Love you. Bye. Extra bonus of my journal collection is this journal that I made and never used, but technically the pages are blank, so maybe it's a sketchbook, I don't know. But I DIY'd my own book using Feastables wrappers and the papers, like with copy paper and construction paper, and it's really cute. And I made it by hand and I love it, but I've never used it. So now that I've showed you my entire journal collection, past, present, and future, I just want to share my current ecosystem. Journal number 1, little notes. Basically, most of it is like kind of manifesting stuff, even though I manifest in my other journal perfectly fine. Most of it's like manifesting good daily habits and cute backpacks and presents from and for my boyfriend. Journal number 2 of my ecosystem, my witchcraft practitioner book of shadows. Basically, if I do a spell, write about what I used, what I did, what I said, what I felt. If I do a tarot reading, what deck did I use, what questions did I ask, what did the deck say, and what do I think that means. And then my primary journal, I literally do everything in here besides junk journaling. So I answer prompts, I work on my trauma, I write my to-do lists, I write my progress, I write my goals. I make vision boards, did I say gratitude? I do daily like summaries, and I check in with my mood, and any kind of journaling sort of commonplace, like whatever you can think of, I put in here. I even put notes in here, like if I watch a cool YouTube video or TikTok that I thought was like cool, but you know, it's not notes for school, I write it in here. Next, my reckless journal. I've never had anything like this in my ecosystem before. I just feel like somehow doing this will heal me a bit. Will feel, I don't know, cathartic or something. But if it doesn't, at least I got a lot of good TikToks out of it, because I'm making each page a part of a TikTok series. And then finally, my school book, only for college. And these next two might not really be seen as being a part of a journaling ecosystem, but I have my current sketchbook and my junk journal. So these are kind of more like artsy fartsy ones, not so much like emotion, you know? But yeah, that's my journaling ecosystem: school, art, and silliness. This is my current ecosystem. And again, if you want a sketchbook / drawing collection video, I'd be happy to do that. But I also have sketchbook tours if you want to watch those. So bye friends, thanks for coming and hanging out with me.